The FNAF animatronics are haunted by the souls of people who died inside them, but these hauntings weren't a cosmic accident, but a deliberate act of mad science. The Endo 02 Springsuits weren't just nifty robots that could transform so a human could glide inside them and wear them like a suit. After Robotics deliberately designed the Springsuits to extract the souls of their wearers. I am Blackfoot Ferret, and these are my theoretical shorts. To quickly recap the work of my main series, The Ferret Theory, After Robotics discovered that metal could act as a living material just like organic flesh, and if you force an organic human to fuse with a metallic robot by crushing them inside it, their soul would transfer from their flesh into the metal, leaving you with a robot containing a human soul once the leftover flesh was removed. This is the main mechanic for how the classic Freddy's animatronics became haunted. The original ones were all Endo 02 Springsuits, and once the 5 children died and were loaded into the suits, they animated Freddy and company, creating the most lifelike animatronics anyone could ever make because they were literally alive. The second use of the Springsuits, and perhaps their original purpose, is hinted at in the novel The Silver Eyes. William Afton loved wearing his spring bodysuit, even though the spring locks always cut into his flesh whenever he did, leaving him covered in symmetrical scars all over. Yet although he considered himself to be one of the animatronics, he didn't actually want to die in the suit himself. He seemed willing to risk the dangers of wearing it because he didn't truly feel complete unless his robotic fursuit was on. The spring locks were designed to cut into the flesh of their wearer from the beginning, and establish a link between the robot and their organic human. The human's soul energy would then flow into the robot until an equilibrium was reached, and once the wearer took off their springsuit fursuit, half of their soul would remain behind inside the animatronic. This would essentially create a Horcrux of whoever owned the suit, a backup copy of an Afton family member in the event their human self died. Which is why being stuffed was considered a gift in FNAF 2, and why the original Freddy's prevented their animatronics from walking about during the day and covered them in cute furry disguises to hide their true secret from the world. A third, and terrible dark use of the Springsuits, must be discussed. That if the human master of a Horcrux animatronic stuffed a human victim into their own robot, it would fully drain the victim's soul energy into the Springsuit. Then, once the animatronic was cleaned out, the master could merge with the robot again and drain half of that stolen soul energy back into themselves, essentially becoming a vampire, using the souls of others to strengthen themselves just like Freddy Krueger, assuming that you could still live with yourself, in a very literal sense. A final note about the 2 special golden suits, Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. People assume they were special because they were spring suits, but they're actually special because while most of the animatronics are metal robots wearing a separate fursuit like a disguise, the golden suits are hybrids that have their endoskeleton built into the costume itself. This is why Golden Freddy appears to be empty. He never had a separate endoskeleton to begin with, and his phantom resembles the suit he died in, the Fredbear suit. The novel shows that neither golden suit had robot eyes, only holes for the human to look out of. So why is there an endoskeleton inside of Springtrap? Because that endoskeleton doesn't belong to Spring Bonnie, it belonged to Purple Guy, who was a robot before Shadow Bonnie trapped him in the golden suit. I've just completed the Summer Paradox, my greatest FNAF 3 video to date, which I really do believe solves or at least sheds a lot of light on all the murders at Freddy's. It's packed with tons of information, so it should be a powerful resource for any FNAF theorist, even if you don't agree with my conclusions. That's my theory update for today, folks. Till next time, Dash 20 years cat if I'm wearing pants.